like Santa Claus is coming to town.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fishing for Men. We've got a bit of a special episode for you guys today. We're just going to be talking about Christmas. Something a little bit different. Got to keep you guys on your toes. And I won't have everybody go around and introduce themselves, but we've got Cody, we've got Cole, we've got Spencer, we've got Brandon, and we even got Georgia Mike today. Guys, how are you doing? That good, huh?
Doing well. I didn't expect you to ask that question.
We're coming in hot with the questions today. How's our week? How are we doing?
Good. Ready for Thanksgiving. For a pause for a little bit.
Yeah.
A slowdown.
Yeah, we're recording this the Thursday before Thanksgiving, just for everybody's awareness. But we'll be talking about Christmas today. But yes, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. Very much so. Does anybody do anything fun?
Thanksgiving wise?
Yeah.
I'll work all the way up to Thanksgiving and then get Thursday and Friday off.
Yay.
So I wish it was a slowdown, but
Yeah.
at least the kids and Debbie will be at home while I'm working next week. So that'll be nice.
They're off all week.
Yeah.
Sweet. Anybody else going anywhere?
Going up to Kansas, the Sunflower State. That's where my wife's extended family's from. So we'll be up there
sweet.
for a week in the heartland.
So do you guys split holidays?
Yeah, we try to.
Is it the same every year?
No, it usually just depends on. So, listener, I'm from East Tennessee originally. So we split up what year we're actually in Texas or Tennessee on Christmas Day.
Got it.
We'll always go. It's just a matter of when we go.
Got it.
That's how we split it.
Yeah. For us, it's always my family on Thanksgiving Day and then Christmas Eve night with my family. But then Christmas Day is us and then her family.
Okay.
So does that change depending on if you do Thanksgiving with one or the other?
No.
It's always
Thanksgiving's always with my family. That was kind of the deal made when we got married, had kids, because we do Christmas at her dad's.
Oh, cool.
So we don't see my family on Christmas at all, just Christmas Eve.
Yep, I'm staying local. Thanksgiving is just always with my wife and 2 kids. I moved away from home like straight out of college, and I haven't been back for Thanksgiving since 2004.
Like ever had Thanksgiving?
Wow.
there?
No.
Oh, wow.
Nope. I haven't had a Thanksgiving since I graduated college. It's just we tend to go back for Christmas, and so you don't go back to back. Christmas you can go back for longer. You can wiggle in a reasonable airfare. Thanksgiving it's always jacked up that short week, and so we've just never been.
Congrats on your 20-year reunion.
Why? Thank you.
Yes.
Do we get you a medal for that?
Thank you for reminding me.
Someone in here is older than me. I think. I am one of the older ones, but yeah.
We're going skiing for Thanksgiving this year. Something we started. We went skiing 2 years ago for Christmas, and for the first time in our family, absolutely loved it. And so we are doing that for Thanksgiving for the foreseeable future. My in-laws have a place there that they just got, and so we're gonna spend. Hopefully, there's a bunch of snow there. From what I see, there is. So we're gonna go skiing, snowmobiling, tubing. My daughter keeps just wanting to go ice skating, so we keep talking about that. So we're gonna get the Christmas experience at Thanksgiving this year. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. But really, we want to talk about Christmas today. And I think we just want to kind of have fun with this one. So I'm curious, does anyone have like a super special Christmas tradition that they've always done with their family, or maybe for the dads here that you've started with your family? Just kind of curious what you guys do.
I'll share. So I have done the exact same tradition routine with my dad and stepmom for the longest time. So we always, Christmas Eve, we go over to their house and we will go to church. So we always go to church on Christmas Eve, and we'll usually go to like a children's mass because they're still big time practicing Catholics. So we'll go to a children's mass. And then we always go to the exact same restaurant right after. It's like a block away from the church. And we'll eat a meal together at that restaurant. We go home and we open stockings.
Oh, cool.
Stockings.
Yeah. So my stepmom blows Christmas out. Like that's what she lives for. She's like in October, she's like, I need Christmas lists.
Oh, shoot.
That's what I love.
My mother-in-law asked for them in like September.
Yeah.
Sometimes even before that. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't even got to like my birthday.
Yeah. So gift giving is her love language. So, and you can't start opening unless you've got like Vince Gill Christmas, Amy Grant Christmas, or Reba Christmas going.
Oh, I got to love the
Absolutely.
Christmas. Yes.
It's very routine, tradition rich. So that's our big one on something we've always done.
Nice.
So what's in the stockings? Is it like candies and stuff, or is it
No.
like
Toiletries?
It's like
gifts?
real gifts.
Oh,
It's
sweet.
crazy. Yeah. It's too much. But she loves it.
So stockings are not the afterthought.
No. It's like it's its own thing.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Fun story about stockings. Our stockings growing up were actually in just like Walmart bags. We did. I didn't have stockings.
Did you hang them on the mantle?
There's no mantle in my house. Yeah.
Go get your trash bag.
Something for me growing up, it was always Christmas Eve mass, and then we'd go to my grandparents' house, and we just have like soup and do like grandkids gifts.
That's cool.
And something what was really cool is all the grandkids, and this was when I was younger, we'd get a piece of the nativity scene. All the grandkids would get one piece, and then somebody would read the book, and then we'd just go through the Christmas story. And as like the character that you had, you would bring that into the nativity scene, and like the whole family kind of did a story together. So something that now we kind of carried over is that my side meets at church. We do service at Hope, and then we go do soups. So we carried the soup thing over. We do soups, and then we do grandkids gifts at one of our houses still. So the Christmas story is something that I kind of want to bring back.
That's so cool.
What kind of
It
soup?
was a lot of fun. The one staple is tomato dumpling soup.
Never heard of
I'll
that.
have to introduce it to y'all. You guys would really like it, I think.
Katie makes a homemade tomato soup, but now I'm
Yeah.
interested on the
So it's-
dumplings.
Tomato dumpling soup, it has to be one of them, and then everything else is like whatever the other two families want to bring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's multiple.
So
That's-
yeah, 2 or 3 soups
Oh, that's
every
awesome.
Christmas Eve.
One of the traditions from growing up that I really remember is so Christmas Eve I spent with my dad's family, and then Christmas Day, after we did presents, just like me and my siblings, we'd go over to my mom's family, and she was one of 6 kids, and so I had a lot of cousins. And I was part of the older group of cousins, and after we were done hanging out at my grandma's and eating and opening presents and that kind of stuff, a group of us would go over to my uncle's house and we'd watch The Princess Bride. Like I have no clue why on Christmas that became a tradition.
My wife.
Oh, that's great.
So by what time in the day were you watching this movie?
Oh,
Because if I think about like Christmas
3, 4,
day,
5.
okay,
I don't know.
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
interesting,
awesome.
yeah.
Unique.
Yeah. It's memorable.
And
for
we'd
sure.
all
That's
be like,
awesome.
So when people ask you what's a Christmas movie, you're like Princess Bride.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. We don't really have like a set thing that we do every year per se. But one thing that my mom always started doing when I was really little is she always gets us an ornament for the year. And it's typically something that's happened in the year or tries to tie it to a big event or
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
So by the time I got out of the house, I had full tree full of ornaments that I got to take with me. And so we started doing that with our kiddos too. And they now we're starting their own boxes, and that way they have their own ornaments. And it's cool because we have one tree that is really just it's the fancy tree. And then we have the other tree that stays in our living room that has ornaments from everywhere. And then so we've actually incorporated every time we travel somewhere, we get an ornament too.
We're very similar.
So our tree is like a big story of our life,
That's
which
yeah.
is really kind of
Yeah.
cool. So like I've got random ones like, there's a raccoon that sits on that tree. And it's like, what is that? Well, me and my buddy went spotlighting and it ended up being a raccoon and not a hog. And so I shot the raccoon. And so my wife or my mom got me a raccoon ornament for that year to remind me of that. So it's been cool. It's always fun to go back through and be like, oh yeah, I remember why I got this one.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool, just a story tree that we have, and hopefully the kids carry it on too.
Yeah, we have very similar and eclectic, just random ornaments all over. Because I grow up, my grandma would give us for me, it was a grandson ornament every single year since the year I was born until she passed away. So I've got 20 some ornaments from that. Not all of them even make the tree anymore because now we started what your mom did is the girls get to pick out an ornament every year based on how their year was. Mm-hmm. So now they've got all that too. And we do the traveling one as well. So whenever we go somewhere as a family, we get an ornament for that thing too. So.
Yeah, we also have 4 Christmas trees in our house. So
we do one. Yeah, I will not
overkill.
I do not like branching out all those dang things all the time.
well, that's I guess
those wires.
so.
man.
My kids
real tree. Team real
each get
tree.
one.
Oh, are you? Nice.
Oh, dude, I'm a real tree.
We need to
guy.
go around who does real and fake.
So my kids have a fake tree each in their room, and then we have a fake tree that's usually in my office. But we have a puppy right now, and she would destroy the crap out of it. So it's in our bedroom, and then we're always a real tree family. Like that was one thing that when me and Katie, pretty much ever since we got married, we've always had a real tree in our apartments, in our houses, wherever it is. I love the smell of them. They're so good.
And-
I grew up with a real tree. That's what I would prefer. But I started out my married life in Tokyo, and Christmas trees are not available on the corner. So
so it looked like this one that Cody's got here on the table.
yeah, right.
That's just sparkly.
Yeah.
So we had a fake tree when we lived in Japan, and then when we moved to California, I was like, "Sweet, we can get a real tree," and I got told no on that one. Yeah, and so it's just like, no, my son has a bunch of allergies, and it would bother him. So
That's why we can't do it either because of
Same.
Debbie's allergies. Yeah,
Same. And we've tried a couple times, but yeah, it gets pretty. Everybody gets sick on Christmas. It's like, you know what? We
sniffles,
probably could go with the.
Well, what's funny is
Take your Benadryl for gifts.
my mom used to always have a real tree, and then she kind of came to the same conclusion. It was bothering her. My dad is the only person who still has a real tree, but my stepmom flocks the heck out of it that you can't even smell it.
What do you mean flocks?
That like
What's
fake
flock?
snow.
Fake snow.
Oh wow!
Oh,
My
really?
grandmother always had a flocked tree every Christmas.
Why do I not know that word? That's flocks.
Yeah.
I think a flock of birds, not.
You flock a tree.
I think it's. I don't know. Well, I guess maybe not. I was gonna say maybe it's a Texas thing because we don't usually have snow, so we fake it and put on our Christmas trees inside.
So, George, do you do real or fake?
Fake, always fake.
Really? And has been forever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always been fake. I don't think I've ever had a real tree. I'd love to have a real tree.
Because I grew up with the real tree, and the
Anybody have a-
smell is so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We put the little scent things on still.
It smells
The
like
fake
a
one.
Put this in one's on.
Yeah, yeah,
New car smell.
alternative.
yeah.
Katie tries to convince me that that's how we're gonna go, and I was like, no, because you don't even decorate. I do. I decorate for Christmas.
Right.
After Thanksgiving, I'm like walking around the house, just ready for.
Are you just
Oh, wait,
holly
wait.
jolly?
Wait, so
get the tree,
I
yeah.
question:
Yeah.
when do you decorate for Christmas?
Oh, yeah. I had to ask that too. I wanted to ask that.
It's a good question.
When do you decorate?
Last year was the first year we've done it before Thanksgiving, and I thought my wife was gonna just jump out of the roof happy, but I can't do it before Thanksgiving.
I'll start the
Can't.
day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and that's what we Black Friday.
No, buddy,
Here,
you're all
it
wrong.
Seems like everybody's going so early. Like,
Yeah.
these people drug their
Oh.
Halloween decorations in and put. I mean, actually, they put Christmas stockings on the skeletons while they were still on the porch. They did, and then
in our
they swapped
neighborhood,
it out.
people had
So they're already
Christmas
going.
lights on with their Halloween decorations out.
Hey, so I have a
I'm real confused
theory.
here.
I have a theory about this. My wife told me no. I think Diwali
For sure.
has an effect on that because you have
Oh, yeah.
there's a large Indian community
Yeah.
where we live, and so they put their lights out,
Yep.
and then it's like everyone else is like, oh, I had to put my lights out. That
Gotta call my guy, or I'm gonna get last on the schedule.
There you go, and that's
Our lights went up mid-November. The blow-ups and everything else are now in the yard.
Oh man.
The inside's been decorated since pretty much the first weekend. of
Even the
November.
real tree?
No, we don't. That's the only one we can't do because it would die.
Okay. How long do they last?
Usually about a month.
Okay.
So we will
You'll
get,
go get it
We'll
next
get. We usually get it the weekend after
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. Do they have tree farms here, or do you just go? Oh,
There's 2 actually here in the DFW area that you can go to. There's one up 75.
And you guys go and hack them down?
We don't anymore.
it out and then
you
look
have
at
to.
it.
You literally have to go the first weekend they open, and they're all gone.
Yeah.
We did it one time. We're like, oh, we're gonna take pictures. So we all dressed up in our flannel and our vests. It was 80 degrees,
Of course.
and I'm like, I'm not doing this again. This is way
Winter
too
Wonderland.
Katie, get Billy some flannel shorts.
hot. Shorts.
Any other traditions growing up?
I was gonna say that was going to the tree farm
Oh yeah.
and cutting, like sloshing through the mud.
I want to go like out in the woods, like the Griswolds, and
Yeah.
cut one.
Just pick a random one.
That's my
With all the
favorite
critters
Christmas
on it.
movie. So,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah,
Home
well,
Alone.
we know
Home Alone 1 and 2.
Actually, that wouldn't be my answer.
Home Alone's awesome.
Home Alone and probably a Christmas Story. I know it's like really
Okay.
cliche, but
Oh,
Not bad.
yeah.
Home Alone
Shoot
2
your eye out.
for sure, and The Grinch.
Home Alone 2?
Yeah, the second.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You go to
Oh.
New York right away.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah. They're dead
real Grinch
Yeah,
or animated Grinch or old animated Grinch?
not old animated Grinch, not animated.
The
Grinch.
Dr. Seuss new
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Jim
Yeah.
Carrey.
Jim
great.
Carrey Grinch, yeah, absolutely. With the original soundtrack, because after so many years, when they like digitized it,
Yeah.
it's an entirely
Yeah.
different soundtrack. It's not the same.
I really like Elf.
Oh, that one's
I was
good.
gonna
That's a
say,
good movie.
That's-
Christmas Vacation and then Elf. When
Oh.
Yeah.
Christmas, I saw that for
Yeah.
the first time.
Christmas Vacation's for sure my favorite one. I love it so much.
Yep.
They're all good.
I'm trying to convince Katie to get me the moose cups.
We have
Moose
moose cups.
Cup.
Do you really?
We do. It was
What
my
moose?
father-in-law and
The
I.
ones that are-
Oh,
He did
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The
he
eggnog
drinks
out of
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Those are awesome.
Yeah.
I would really love to wax up a saucer and go down a hill sometime too.
Oh
I
man.
may have to try that this next week when I go to college.
You should. Katie needs a video of that for us.
Put some cereal varnish on it.
What about
Just bring some tallow,
There you go.
Well, can you
beef tallow.
Give me some. I'll take it.
Okay.
What about Santa Claus? Did you believe in Santa Claus? Was that a thing?
I did
Yeah,
We're all
for a
nodding.
while. I remember crying knowing that he was fake.
Yeah, do you guys
Betrayal.
remember when you?
I was
found
just
out?
about to-
I
Yeah,
don't.
it was the year of the starter jackets. The year I got my
Windbreaker?
starter jacket.
In high school?
Starter
About
jacket.
95, 96.
Some
Yeah.
Cowboys
Yeah.
starter jackets. I had a FSU starter jacket.
Yeah, so I think I was like 10. I think I was probably 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah.
Oh man, starter jacket story real quick. I'm a Washington fan, Redskins at the time. My
Cole didn't
parents,
tell me this before we were friends.
my parents called up like research in Washington State. You can say they weren't huge sports fans at the time. So they went to my second team and got me a Miami Dolphins starter jacket. And my brother gets his team, the Dallas Cowboys. So, yeah. Anyways, starter jacket year is the year I found out
Oh,
Santa was not real.
I don't remember.
I want to say third grade-ish.
Probably.
I was the.
I think my
I had
cousin
two
told
older
me.
Sisters, so
Oh,
they wrecked it
okay.
for me
Exactly.
at some point.
Same.
yeah.
Older sister ruined it. Found out the Easter bunny wasn't real when I was looking for something in my mom's bedroom and I found a receipt and it had everything that was in my Easter basket the day before. I was like, hold on a minute.
Something doesn't add up here.
So did you put two and two together with Easter and Santa? All of it was.
No, that was second grade and it was like I was like, but not Santa.
Oh, okay.
I've seen that guy.
For
I love that.
for the dads, did you still do Santa with your kids?
Oh yeah, of course.
My kids
You do
believed for a
Oh, I
long
did.
time.
Oh, I did for sure. Yeah.
Believed into the teens. Yeah.
Billy, are you gonna tell us you don't?
Yep.
I don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we squashed that. Now we still do Santa's just a character at Christmas time. Same thing with the elf. It's really funny because all the little kids are like, I can't touch him and all this stuff. And my kids are like holding him, like throwing him in the air. They know it's not real.
My oldest Tessa bought Reese an elf last year that she could just play with because my daughters wanted one so bad. And
Yeah.
we never did the elf.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, I'm not doing
So we still do it just for fun, but they know they have no magic. They have no nothing. You don't serve Santa. You don't do any of that stuff. So for me, it was an epiphany that it felt like Santa was an idol. That we were trying to tell our kids that, hey, you need to be good for Santa rather than actually just be good.
Yeah.
And I actually was reading the story of David, and for whatever reason, it was talking about the idols that he had in his house. And I was like, which ones do? Like, what do we do? And it was around Christmas time. And then I had that conversation with Katie, and she's like, yeah, I'm okay with that. And so literally right after Christmas, we told our kids, who are now 7 and 5, we told them, like, Santa's not real. Didn't crush them at all. They really don't care. It didn't ruin the magic of Christmas.
They're still
the gifts.
Yeah, they're still getting.
Is that?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
we're fine with that.
they could care less. They just know everything comes from mom and dad.
Yeah.
They really don't care about it, and it hasn't really changed anything about Christmas for us. It's just a personal thing that we felt wasn't a thing. What we have done is actually told the kids the story of St. Nicholas and who he was and what he was about and all those kinds of things, which was really kind of cool as a research project for us, just to learn about who St. Nicholas actually was and
Yeah.
what that was all about. So
Interesting.
Has anybody participated in Advent before? Because that's a big thing growing up. I heard Mass 2 times already.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
growing up, it was Mass at 6 o'clock, and then we'd come home, pray the rosary, and then we'd hang out. And eventually it got to the point where we would do gifts right at midnight, and they still do that to this day.
Yeah.
But growing up and all during that season of my life where I was going to church with family, Advent was a big part of that time of year. So you're counting down the weeks, and you've got every week is a new candle, and every candle has a different meaning.
Yeah.
So,
Did you get the calendar though? We got to open it?
absolutely.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
absolutely.
we have Advent calendar or candles in our house.
Yeah.
that we do, the 4 of them.
Okay.
We did them as we actually did them as a family Bible study last year. And so it came with a kids study, and then me and Katie had a his and hers. And then each week we sat down and talked about like what the candle was for, what it meant, and all those kinds of things. So we actually have it, and it sits in the middle of our table.
We did midnight mass a lot. It just started at midnight on
I
Christmas.
remember that too.
Yeah. That was exhausting when you were a little kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
When do I have to go to midnight mass?
Falling asleep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
parents carrying you inside.
Yeah.
We used to go. We had a bakery. I grew up. We had a bakery business that was just really, really busy all holidays. So we'd work crazy long shifts and physically beat and everything like that. But we'd lock the doors, and we'd always go to the Meyerson for the Christmas music, the orchestra.
Oh.
So yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
that's a fond memory. We stopped doing that a long time ago, but that was cool.
I mean, me and Katie went to a 4-string quartet last year downtown. That was actually really kind of cool.
Yeah.
It was like it was in a hotel in like a small, kind of a small room, but it still had like 40 or 50 people in there. And it was pitch black, but they had candles lit, like hundreds of candles lit everywhere. And they played a lot of really like songs, but it was all just strings.
Yeah.
So it was actually really cool. I was like, I'm gonna go fall asleep during this thing. I'm like, nope. They like keep you up and
Yeah.
keep you entertained. It's actually
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Do you hang your own Christmas lights?
Nope.
Did for a long time.
I did in the 1-story house.
Dude, I did.
Got to a 2-story.
I did at ours in the 20-foot peak, and you're at a ladder that's barely touching the top, and then you got to reach back to reach the peak of your house.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, Debbie, just go inside. I'll be fine. I was
Straddling these
I was
rafters right
sweating,
before.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't anymore. So
Yeah.
we put
I did it.
on the ground. But
I did it 2 years in a row, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to pay somebody.
Yeah, you're not getting any points for putting those up.
Yeah. Man, but learning how many clients these guys have.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They do 100 people at as much money as we're paying.
Oh wow, retire for the rest.
Might need to talk you guys into doing the size business pretty soon.
I actually like hanging Christmas lights.
I enjoy
So,
it too.
For me, that was
Yeah.
a memory I always had with my dad. And that's the reason
Same.
why we have blow-ups and stuff all in our yard, because me and my dad would always go to Home Depot or Walmart and pick out a new one every year. So we had a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Now, we lived, in the age of what was called Santa sacking, and so people would come mess them all up, which really stunk because we had this really cool snow globe one, and some kid came and stabbed it and put a hole in it, and it didn't
It
work.
literally snowed out of the globe.
Right.
Except I was sleeping and I just woke up as flat.
Ring doorbells would have caught the guy.
Exactly. We didn't have those.
Seeing why Santa isn't celebrated today.
Oh no! It's all
Childhood issue.
It's all around. That's funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I love that how you talk about how you like keep the focus on Jesus at Christmas. I don't have kids, but I'd be curious to know how you all other fathers in the group, how have you guys tried to do it? Or is it something like Cole, you said you'd love to do the nativity stories or
No, yeah. I actually agree with Billy, and I think that's why Debbie and I weren't like big time stuck on continuing with Santa. And we're, as soon as they like thought anything was up, we're like, yeah, this is what's going on, and this is the reason for the season.
oh cool.
And this like we should really struggle with the Easter Bunny. We're like, what does the Easter Bunny have to do with this? So we don't. I mean, yeah, they get a little gift, but we don't really go crazy on Easter with the bunny thing either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my kids know Santa's not real, Tooth Fairy's not real, Easter Bunny's not real.
yeah.
They know none of it.
But mom and dad are very real.
But mom and dad are real, and it comes from mom and dad.
Apologies to all the parents out there who are listening to this.
With their kids in the car.
We need to go back and put a disclaimer.
Do not listen to this with your children.
It's making me think of Jim Gaffigan's skit on all the seasons. It's like, we're going to dye eggs talking about Easter. And they're like, why are you going to dye eggs? Don't worry, there's going to be a rabbit. Going on about all the completely non-connected reasons or traditions.
Oh, that's really funny.
That I was talking to Billy recently. I found this book. I haven't read it yet, so I can't recommend it per se, but it's called Rediscovering Christmas by A.J. Sherrill. And it says, surprising insights into the story you thought you knew. So my understanding is it goes back to like the time of Jesus and how did all this start, like celebrating Jesus's birth and looking at the tradition behind it. And I'm guessing it's going to talk on like how we celebrate Christmas today and where those traditions came from. But I was curious about that to find out like, where did it come from? You know, I mean, it's easy to say like tell your kids no Santa Claus, and I know there's mixed opinions on that, but then obviously Jesus's birth is the most important, the central piece of it. But why do we celebrate that? Like, where'd that come from? I don't know.
Do you know why we celebrated on the 25th of December?
Was that like to appease like the culture at the time? That's what I always heard.
It was not to appease, it was actually to correct the culture. So a lot of people think that Jesus was actually born in like springtime.
Yeah.
Just because there's like shepherds in the field and there's sheep, and you know that's springtime. There wouldn't be people out in the winter doing those types of things. And so what happened is I can't remember which person it was. They actually converted to Christianity, and they were in charge of Rome at the time, and Rome was obviously a big pagan nation. But once that person in charge converted to Christianity, they wanted to try to get rid of the festival, which was Saturnalia or something like that, which was it was basically a festival of the sun, and it was the longest time. It was a time of prosperity. They actually it was like a week-long festival that they did, and so they actually preferred to put Christmas on the 25th of December to try to bring in a story about Jesus to try to then change what the festival.
So they replaced that festival?
They tried to for a long. I mean, it was hard to like get them to switch over, but that was the goal, was to actually, because Rome ended up actually taking on Christianity as their state religion, and so that's why they put Christmas at the 25th of December.
So when was Jesus's birth?
Sometime in the spring is what they think, like March or something, March, April.
Well, I'm doing the Bible recap this year and just got into the Gospels not long ago.
Yeah.
They're talking about this. And if you listen to her, she says a lot of the research says it would have been like late spring or like May, June potentially.
Yeah, even then.
Because it would have been completely uncustomary, to Billy's point, for them to have sheep in the field in the winter.
Yeah.
And so I'm in Dallas traffic listening to this, just mouth wide open, like, what?
I never heard that before.
And then the other thing is, like, he was probably most likely born in a cave, because that's where they had livestock, not in a like the barn.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Manger. Yeah.
No, that ruins it.
They were, not like the barn-looking structure, because wood wasn't that common. They most likely would like have them go into a cave. So Jesus was probably born in June in a cave.
And the manger was probably not wood; it's actually probably made out of stone.
Yeah, and
I'm
Santa's not
probably
real. Enjoy
not
the
doing the
episode,
Christmas
listeners.
story then.
We don't want to ruin your nativity set if you haven't ever heard that one, Cole.
Probably not doing that anymore.
I listened to that. Somebody was like, "I know nothing."
Well, that's
Yeah.
wild.
But it's just
Forget
cool
everything
like,
you
to
know.
think about.
Honestly,
about
that
activity.
going through, and I've gone through the Bible recap too. I don't remember if it was that, but just in general, it really sent me on a big investigation of holidays, of
Yeah.
what they're about, why they are what they are, how they got to where they came to be, and so we've adjusted a lot of things about the holidays that we celebrate. Like I said, we didn't like ban Santa in our
Yeah.
house. Like we still have, we have a picture that we put out of Santa, but he actually has a snow globe of Jesus in the manger in it, which is kind of cool. But it helped us focus the kids back into like, you're not trying to be good for Santa Claus. That's not the
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
And we found ourselves as parents being like, you need to be good for Santa so you can get gifts. And we were like, what are we doing?
That's where I struggled. And sorry, parents out there, if you have the elf and you use that as you better be good because the elf is watching you. But that's what Debbie and I saw is like, we tell our girls to be good all the time. There's no reason to bring in an elf to make them behave
Yeah.
for Christmas. Like, no,
Yeah. So we just started
we're not
having
doing
fun.
the elf. Yeah.
Like when they go to sleep, we still move him around,
Oh,
put him in a
yeah.
funny thing, or like stick him in one
yeah.
of like a lockbox or the fridge.
Yeah.
But they just know they can go in and grab him
The
after it.
Yeah.
creativity with the elf, though, golly, there's some very creative people out there in this world.
There are.
There are.
Dude, there's so much stuff you can buy for them now.
Oh, really?
Oh, accessories,
Of course.
all kinds of different things.
Capitalism.
So, anyways, that was the long history
long short.
answer-ish, long short answer to that. It's really fun. If you go investigate a lot of that stuff, it's really
Dude,
kind of fascinating.
Not born in a
St. Patrick's
manger.
Day
They have
really
they have
wasn't-
cave nativity scenes. I just checked.
You did. Listener, Spencer is looking this up and is
We're
looking
both
at a
looking at
picture
the
of this
same
on his
thing.
phone.
Look how cool that one
Yeah.
looks. Looks like something out of Lord of the Rings or something.
But now you can stick it at your house, and I'm like, what is that? Well,
Whoa, let me tell you.
I'm so glad you asked.
And what if I put it out in the springtime?
Conversation started.
Yeah, there we go.
They'd be like, he didn't clean up his Christmas stuff.
HOA's writing you up. And,
yeah, I'm celebrating it traditionally.
oh man.
What else have we not talked about Christmas?
I wouldn't be surprised if we have listeners out there that they're not looking forward to Christmas.
Oh yeah,
Maybe they're in a season of loss. Maybe they're in a season of it's not what God intended it to be. And I think it's a great opportunity to evaluate where are you getting your sustenance from? Is it Jesus? Where's your relationship with God? And if you're not there, there's no shame. Start today. Find something that you can practically do today. But I wouldn't be surprised that some of our listeners out there are going,
Good point.
this is all fun and dandy, but I don't have kids or I don't have family out there to celebrate right now.
or I lost family at this time
Yeah.
of the year for sure. Like
Last
there's-
year was our first one without my mom, and that was a tough one.
what helped you kind of get through that?
I think I don't know that anything helped. I think you just get through it. That's
Yeah.
kind of what we did. It was like it was sad. So my mom and her sister were both really close, and her sister's birthday is Christmas Day. And so we just tried to do something to kind of take our mind. So we threw a surprise birthday party for her.
Oh, cool.
So we did that to kind of celebrate, and we all celebrated together, and we just took a minute to kind of remember her. But I don't know, we didn't dwell on it too much, but it was something I think my sister and I, it was in our hearts because that was part of divorced parents. It was just, there was this void in your day when you're used to going to your mom's side of the family
Yep.
to hang out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was tricky. So that's a really good call out, George.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you, we, for 22 years, knew what we were doing every single year. And
Yeah.
we don't have plans this year.
Yeah.
So, family will come in at some point, and we'll obviously do things, but, and not only like the two people that were at their house, the house is not even there anymore. So that tradition is just completely dissolved,
Yeah.
this year. So, But, you know,
I know it's hard to move on, but have you guys thought about starting your own new family tradition for your kids?
yeah, for sure. And we kind of have been, you know, doing our own thing, I guess, on Christmas Eve morning here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we'll like I said, or like you said last year, like you just keep moving, and
You keep adjusting.
things will come up. I mean, my sister's already invited us over. We go to my other sister's in Durant for Thanksgiving, and that has been going on for like 10 years. So that we love that. And but yeah, this will be a whole new year, and we'll probably pop out the old videos. You know, this will be a good year for that.
Yeah,
Just maybe have a marathon a couple nights.
that sounds awesome.
So yeah, but God bless, we're all healthy and fine and have good memories to look back on, and more coming. So
Yeah.
That's a good point, George. I think it's a good place for us to just reflect on. As much as we want it to be fun, and as the song says, it's the most wonderful time of the year, that's not the case for everybody.
Yeah.
And so if you are that person out there, I just want you to know that you are seen, you are known, and you are heard by God. And that whatever you're going through, He's there to wrap His arms around you, and know that He's there for you and wants to invite you into the promises that He has for you. And so just kind of remember that, and you know, our hearts go out to you if this is a rough time of year, because it definitely is for a lot of people out there right now. So,
amen.
anything else?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a Merry
Happy
Christmas.
New Year.
And we'll
And-
see you in 2025.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Thanks, y'all.